Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? Okay, so AUD card, right? So this video should have done this video very long time ago, but I've been busy with other stuffs, so I'm sorry. I'm just making this video now. Okay, but nevertheless, I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy it. Right. So I think the first April 1st. Okay, that's 26 days ago. Right? I sent out this poll to the free channel here and also the uh, general group, right? And then I said AD card presented four opportunities for a sell down to capture in the daily lows. Okay, so that means there was a daily liquidity to the downside. Okay, that we uh joined the institutions to capture. Okay, and I said would a video analysis made by me help you understand better? Right, and then I gave out about four options, right? Students and members should vote from. The first one is yes, make a video for me. Second one, no, I think I understand the charts better, right? If you have all the charts to the AED card trades, you should be able to understand why I got in, why the profit was here, and all of that, right? My chart is very simple, not too complex to understand, right? And then the third option is find hideaways. Okay, so if I make the video, if I don't make the video, this set of people are okay, right? So they're not really bothered about, whether I'm making the video or not. And then the last option was, emojis, just whatever, anyone, stuff like that. Right, and then we had 123 votes, and as you can see, it's 3% chose yes, make a video for me. That was April 1st. And then April 6th, right, I gave an update. A 3% wants a video on AD card trade. We'll fix a time to make the video or till then keep trading. So yeah, definitely you have to keep trading until then, right? Because today is, 27th, yeah, April. So if you had waited without trading from 6 to 27, so you just wasted 21 days waiting. Okay, so yeah, even me, I didn't stop trading. I was still trading every now and then, right? And coupled with other things I was doing, right? So on April 6th, I gave an update, and I could remember always giving an update again, and then more updates. So finally, having this, we are having the video recording available now. Okay, so I'm making the video now, and then the recording will be available. All right, so let's come to trading view. Okay, so on my screen here, you can see this is the AUD card chart, right? This is what the AUD card chart looks like, from this low 7th of March, got to this peak, 23rd of March, and then price has been coming down, right? So as you can see, how many opportunities can you see here? So 1 year, second opportunity, third opportunity, the fourth opportunity, and the fifth opportunity, right? So yes, there were like 5 opportunities here, right? So I didn't include this one because this rejected and it didn't come for the lows, right? So yeah, so AD card sell trade walkthrough. So I'm gonna be walking you through, why I got in, why did I get in? Um, that I hold, to this daily lows. Why am I looking to add positions, to the downside as prices coming down and all of those things. Yeah. So to the right of the, trading view websites, we have the chart markups, okay, which I also did on trading view. I like to, always make sure that my charts, every trade I'm taking, I always have the markup for it. Okay. I just like to, journal um my trades. Okay. And when I say journal, it doesn't necessarily mean me writing it down. As soon as I want to take a trade, I'm marking, I'm copying it from TradingView and I'm saving it to my folder that is journaling already. Okay, so this was the first trading opportunity. As you can see, this is AUD card on the 1 hour time frame. Shout out to Pepperstone, my broker, right? And on March 15, 2023, right? So had this, okay, on had this entry on March 15, right? That's what the first entry, which you can see here. Okay, and then the second entry was, on March 24th. Yes, on March 24th, AUD card also, this was another entry, right? And which was this 1 year, the second 1 year. And then we have the third one, which was on March 27th. So that is exactly, today's April 27, 1 month from, today, right? So I had this entry also marked it up on 15 minutes, right? AUD card, 15 minutes time frame, March 27. So I had this also, which is this one here. This is the third entry. And then the fourth one, which is here, you can see March 30th, AUD card on the 2 hour time frame. So I marked this up on the 2 hour time frame, also looking to sell. You can see every of my markup, every trade I was looking to take on AUD card within this, time frame, from, when I would mark it up first trade on March 15 till the very last trade on, March 31st, I was looking for selling opportunities. Again, from March 15 all the way to, the last trade, which was March 31st, I was looking for selling opportunities. Now, why was I so focused on the sell? Why was I so, adamant that price was going to go down, right? And then I kept looking for selling opportunities to, getting more and all of that, right? So now if we come to, so these are the charts, we're going to be explaining them one by one. Okay. Now quickly, let me move this now. Now we can, let me just remove everything so we can have like a very good chart. Okay. This, let's go back to, so this was the first markup I had. I'm going to use this replay to, and then let's just remove this. Okay. So now we're going back in time. I don't know. Let me try to reload it. I don't know what went wrong there. All right, so this is, yeah, let me try it again. Okay, good. So now this was, where the first trade was, March 15. And then let's go to the daily time. Okay, so why was I, looking for selling opportunities? Okay, and let's this and then just, yeah. So now when I, was looking at AUD card, because I actually gave out this trade idea in the signal group, right? And then I was like, I want to see lower pricing because of what the liquidity we have. Equal lows in this area. So we had daily liquidity that was down here. So there was money just, sitting in this area. And then we also had what imbalances to be filled, right? We had some imbalance on a weekly and a monthly imbalance down here that, AUD card might be, attracted to, right? And then on the daily time frame, I can see the price was giving us some, internal bearishness, right? Because if we had to, go about the major structural range, we have this as the high, the low, and the higher high, right? But then what I was noticing was that, okay, price, inside this range, we started to have some structure, formation to the downside, right? We started to have this lower low and then this lower high. See, price came into this imbalance and then gave us a distribution from there, and then price went down, right? And then price gave us this lower low, low high, and then we had this lower low. The price gave this lower high, and then this lower low here. Now, price gave this lower low, and then price started to, reject. And then when I saw this as of March 15, I'd already sent the liquidity to the downside already because this liquidity is already present. Okay, when I marked it up, see, have the daily liquidity down here, and we also had some smaller liquidity on the 1 hour in this area. I was anticipating the institutions to capture this liquidity and still come for the daily liquidity. So now, because of the daily liquidity, I was totally committed to looking for selling opportunities on AUD CAD. And not only because of the liquidity, but because structure and the other checklist I look out for are all aligning you know uh in the same area, right? Structure on the daily internal structure is bearish, right? We have lower lows and the lower high, and then the lower low and then the lower high, right? So when I saw this as at March 15, I went straight to the 1 hour and then I saw what was going on here, right? So, okay, we had this candle swept this liquidity. So this is, institutional candle in form of a mitigation, right? Mitigation candle, rather. So price, went straight up for the liquidity, and then we had somewhat rejection in price. Remember, what was engineering my bearishness on AE card because of the evidence of what liquidity. So the liquidity was there, and I wanted the institutions to capture it. Therefore, I was more focused on selling opportunities. Now, it is one thing to have a bias. It is another thing for the market to show you that yes, you're right. And I'm a kind of a very flexible person when it comes to trading, right? If I have a certain bias and then the charts, the candles are not telling me or are not giving me that same vibe, then I know, okay, this is something else, right? Times I can be wrong, right? Because at times the candles could be giving a different vibe, and then I could interpret those vibes as, maybe price doesn't want to do what I want to do, and then I decide to, maybe delete the limit or decide to, allow the market deceive me, and then I get in, maybe I want to buy, and then I sold, and then I, end up having a losing trade. So that happens also, right? But majority of the time, I like to make sure that first I have a bias, and then I'm checking the market. Is the market also in line with what I'm saying, right? Just like what the 1 hour is, yeah, what the 1 hour was, 1 hour time frame here was showing me, right? If we look at the structure now, so now let's go to the 1 hour time frame, right? So on the 1 hour time frame now, you can see price was, coming inward in a bullish formation, right? So we had this higher high, this higher low, higher high, higher low, right? And then price did not give us a higher high, right? So this would have been the higher low, yeah. So higher high, higher low, yeah. The price gave us this higher high, and then the higher low, and then the higher high. And I noticed, price broke the structure in this area. So we had this now as the top range, and then we have this as uh the down range. Yeah, did I include the range? No. Yes. So I noticed that okay, looking at what was going on in this area, price, institutions have already captured the liquidity that is in this area. So price swept this liquidity and then rejected. Now I'm seeing a break of structure, right? And then what I was interpreting or what when I was reading the chart, I was able to, come up with a conclusion that, okay, since now institutions, have taken out this internal liquidity within the range, right? They've swept this liquidity and the price, was coming down because aside from this break of structure, I was also, monitoring the structure, what structure was doing here, right? Because we had this lower low now, this lower high, and then we had this lower low, right? And then price broke this area here, and then we had this high, and then we had this low, and then we had this high, and then price broke this area again to the downside. Yeah, and you see, so when soon as price broke this, structure level to the downside, I was, of the opinion that okay, the institutions want to take price to the downside now, right? Because of again, we have what equal lows here. Since they've swept this liquidity in this area, they've also captured this liquidity in this area, price would be, attracted to this, liquidity here and overall target of this daily liquidity. That was why I was looking to sell this. As you can see, I had a markup. So this is not me, using the replay tool to just, because I can do something like this. I can do something like this now. Let me show you. So I will candle this candle here. I can, I can do something like this now. Come in. I can do something like this, and I can, just copy this, maybe just put a sell limit here, something like this now. Okay. And I can copy it, and I can copy the link, and I can post it and say this is before, and then I can now allow it play out and say this is after. Right, so what I'm saying is something like this, and then I can just do, paste and go. Now, if you do this now, if I do this now, you can see this is also looking like the first one, right? But now this one, if you check the date, trading view, there is always a timestamp, right? This on the chart is reading, this is March 15 candle, right? But on trading view, you can see this is April 27. That shows that it has already played out. I'm not being truthful in this area now. It has already played out, so I'm just deceiving you that I saw it before it happened, right? But there is always a timestamp to every chart, right? So this is it here, right? March 15, 2023. So I'm explaining this trade idea to you today, April 27. Price at, already played out, and I saw it before it did, right? So I saw that, okay, the liquidity to the upside have been captured. Therefore, the institutions, okay, it's time to calm down. I thought to myself, and I was like, okay, once price can reject back up, because I don't like to pursue price. I'm a very patient trader. I like price to come to me. I just wait. I set my limits, and then I wait that price come. And then if this doesn't come, reject it, just like price just dumps. Fine. Okay, that has gone already. As you can see now, AUD card. Yeah, my entry was at what, 91,450. Right, so I had my entry at 91, 91,450. Right, so I don't usually go more than 30 pips. Right, this is 91,690. So 91. So that's 24 pips stop loss, right? So it's 24 pips stop loss. Then my first target is always, 3 times what I'm risking, which is at 97.30, right? So 97.30, exactly. So that is what 3 times what I am risking. So I'm risking 24 pips to make 72 pips. Now I know that price should go, way below this because of this daily liquidity I'm anticipating. So when price get to 1 to 3, now I have, 2 options, right? I can either decide to, just close some positions, stop loss to break even, then let's see if we can get there, or I just close all the position, and then even though it comes to, the daily liquidity, so be it. I've made my 1 to 3, I'm out of the market, right? So something like that, right? So I had this, and price, yeah, because I was actually monitoring this trade, and see what happened. So price, activated, and then this is what happened, right? Price swept this liquidity. So I saw price activated me, this candle activated me. right? And then it rejected. I was in profit. And then the next candle opened again, went up, came all the way up again. And then I started to see this liquidity building up here. Okay, so what is going on? Is this going to be a winning trade or a losing trade? Because structure, was in my favor, right? And then everything was there. We had this low, and then we had this break, and then we had this, and then we had this. So I was just okay. This trade should sell down, right? And then as soon as price swept this liquidity here, this one, which was this one here, and then started to reject, I just, uh, I wasn't just buying, I wasn't buying the idea of price going up anymore. Because price, I've seen this, many times. I was still discussing this, was it last week with a student, right? How the price would just sweep the lows, and then most of the time the liquidity is, your 1 to 3 is way, below or way above your where the liquidity is. And at times the institutions might just, want to capture the liquidity and just reject price from there. And in cases like that, just like this case, you tend to, be in a winning trade just for, price to capture, the liquidity, and then the institution starts to reject price against you. This was what happened in this case. I was in profit, consecutive sell to the downside. As soon as price captured this liquidity, and then I saw the next 1 hour candle close bullish, I was already having like double thoughts. This might come back to, up. This might come back up. So what I did was I didn't want to close because price was not at 1 to 3 yet, and I didn't want to, lose my money. So what I did was okay. So the best option for me, I'm gonna go break even on this trade, right? So I had to adjust my stop loss from where it was at, 91,690, and then I just put the stop loss a little bit. So, uh, yeah, so stop loss is somewhere, yeah, below, 91,450, let's say around 91,440, just about 1 pip, yes, below the profit, below entry. And then you can see what happened, right? Price just came down. I was even thinking price will not get there, because at times I, can be flexible, right? There's some certain things when I see, I can say, okay, it's not, I don't want to take profit, or I don't want to close out any position, or I don't even want to adjust my SL, right? But in this case now, price captured this liquidity and still created, equal lows here. So they actually ran, this liquidity here and then created what liquidity here. So when I saw this, I okay, maybe price just wants to reject up a little bit, give us lower high and then drop. That was what I was thinking. So I was at break even with the anticipation that price wasn't not going to get to my entry. Okay, worst case scenario is going to take me at a break even, but I did not see this coming. Like, they're going to get to my entry. So I thought maybe, price was just going to go up, and then sell down because of this liquidity that is here. And then we had this one. So I was positive on this trade going down because of this liquidity and this one, even though this had been captured. But what we can see now is that, see, the institution swept the liquidity and then rallied price all the way to the upside. And then this trade was a break-even trade for me because price just came, took me out, and went all the way up. Right? See, boom, that just happened. Right? So it just, came up. As at now, I wasn't in on the trade anymore, and then, price just went all the way to the upside. So I was thinking to myself, okay, so now, um, I did not come in for the liquidity anymore. What is going on? As you can see, I had no entry. The first entry was on March 15, which, did not play out. It actually captured the liquidity I was anticipating, but, my TP was way down. And then I had the daily liquidity down. So after March 15, I've explained this one. The next trade I was able to see was March 24. So it was on the 24th of March. That was how many days from 15? That's about 5 days, is 29 days. So 9 days after, came back to the AD card, check what's up. And then I saw that, okay, price captured what the equal highs on the daily. Price captured the equal highs on the daily. And then immediately, when that happened, I signified the group. That is the signal group. That was on the March 22nd. Yes. So March 22nd. Come in, let me pull up the chart. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna open up this tool. Yes. Right. So on March 22nd, remember this trade is on March 24th. So on March 22nd, I was like, update on AUD card trade ideas. Because I saw it and I was like, okay, now they've captured equal highs. Trade is looking good to sell now, right? Because initially we wanted to sell, right? But we can never be too 100% correct because I don't control the market. I do not know those that control I do not know those that control the market. So the best thing I can do is just analyze the market and try to be in one spirit with the candle and then see what are they telling me, what is the candle saying, all of those things. Right. So I gave an update on AUD card trade idea. Price refused to go lower. It created liquidity above. And FOMC news today has moved price to capture the liquidity above. Right. So price institutions wants to sell, but they first went for the liquidity to the upside. Right. And remember, as of March 15, when I had the first entry, the liquidity was to the upside wasn't there. So they took a couple of days to build the liquidity and then capture it. Then the sale starts, And then now I want to see price. Now what I want to see is a price to start going lower. All right, they've captured the liquidity. So please can we start coming down now? All right. And then I said keep an eye for opportunities on lower time frame to going down. Right. So we're not going to be trading it on the daily. Yes, we have a daily directional bias, but okay, chill. All right. Go to lower time frame and catch the entries from there. Right. So that was it. And then again, I gave, and then I zoomed in for a better view. So, students can see what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm saying, right? Can you see we had FOMC on that day, you know, price, went up, captured, the equal highs. And then when I saw this, like, okay, please can we start to go down now, right? Since they've captured the liquidity to the upside, I believe the next thing now is, okay, let's start to attack the liquidity to the downside. And that was exactly what happened, right? And then I said, go to lower time frame for entries. Then 2 days after, that was on the 24th, I saw this, right? So the break of structure is actually supposed to be in this area here. And then this is on the 1 hour time frame. So let's go to the 1 hour, right? Okay, yes, we are on the 1 hour. And then let me just play it. Okay, so you can see this equal highs here. Boom. So the institutions at FOMC just swept it. Okay, boom. That was it. You see? So FOMC just, the news took price all the way up, captured the, liquidity to the upside, and then look at what happened. And then I was on the lookout for what structure, right? On the 24th, that was when I had the markup. But look at this, we had a high, higher low, higher high, break of structure. So now price is broken structure in this area. Right, so there was a miss. That was where I marked the break of structure on. That's was wrong, supposed to be here. Okay, stuff, I wasn't saying it, but I knew it was supposed to be here. Right, so and then we had what this break of structure, and then we had this high, and then we had this low, right? And then this low, we now had this what lower high, and then price was giving us a potential lower low. That's why you can see I have this top range here, right? Because I'm trying to, price gave us this, high and then this low, and the price is giving us this lower high, even though it didn't get to 50%. Or did it? Let's see. No, so price did not get to 50%. Came close, but didn't get there. And then price, gave us a new range. So price gave us a new range. So you can see. Oh, all right. So now price gave us this new range. And then I was, lucky to be on the charts, right? Because if I wasn't on the charts, I don't missed out on this, right? Weekly comment. Okay. So March 15. Okay, that was card chef. Oh yeah, that was card chef. Right, I was we're trying to remember something. So now we had what this, lower low, lower high, and then price gave us this lower low. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, so now we have a new range. Okay, and I've told you guys the importance of range, right? So we have this as the top range now, and then we have this as the down range, right? And I was looking to buy, I was looking to sell rather, at what uh, premium. Okay, so this all the way to this low here. And then I saw what was going on here. We had what this imbalance in this area. So we had this imbalance here. So I was looking at this area for the sell, right? As you can see. And then this was what the daily opening price. So on that day, March 24 was on Friday. So the daily candle opened and I was looking to from this area, I was actually looking to buy very close to the daily open. Okay, I couldn't see any opportunity to buy above the daily opening price, but there were opportunities to buy close to the daily opening price on the 1 hour, which was, high. Took the opportunity, and then my entry was, as you can see, again, this is April 24, so I actually saw it before it happened, right? And then I had an entry at 91,600. 91,600 was like a very, very super sniper entry. So 91,600, yes. And then stop loss was at 91,790. So 91,790. That's about 19 pips stop loss, right? That's fair enough. And then my TP, was at 91,030. Okay, so 91,030. 1 to 3. As you can see, now that the institutions allowed time to pass, they built more and more liquidity to the downside. Right, we had this one. You can see this was another liquidity. So even before getting to the daily liquidity, there was a lot of liquidity to capture already. So we had liquidity here, which I sure marked. So this one, and then the daily liquidity. Oops, clean trade, right? So yes, so this liquidity and this one and this one. All right, so played out. Can you see? 91,600. That was the entry I had before price got there. That's a super sniper entry, right? 600, 00. It's an institutional, entry, institutional bank numbers, right? Big shout out to my mentor for that. Yeah, so um, you know, played out 1 to 3, smashed, and I was, anticipating now. So is this now going to be the move to capturing this, daily lows? Because price swept this, okay? Price swept this, okay? Can you see? And then price was coming down, and then price started to reject. So overall, TP was at this daily lows here. This is what is 6 point. I just like to put 7, right? Just let's give it a rounded up. Yes, so 1 to 7, right? So that was the second entry. And then I saw something again. So now the first entry is already in profit. Now the second entry was on the 15 minutes, which was 3 days after. So 3 days after March 27, started to observe. AUD card has not captured the daily liquidity yet. So it should still be going to the downside. So I should be looking for opportunities to sell this market, right? And then on the 15 minutes, okay, on the 15 minutes, I, saw this. It just in this area, before price even came all the way down and down, I saw this again. So I wanted to, add more, entries. And then in this area, you can see March 27. So we are done with this. Let us come now to this area. March 27, I saw this. This was, 10:38 in the morning. March 27, 15 minutes time for. So I saw what was going on here, right? And I was focused on this area. I saw the breaker structure to the downside. I saw the liquidity. I was like, okay, price, it's going to sell, right? And then I saw this, so the liquidity, this one here, right? Yeah, so I saw that, okay, price ran up, came for this, liquidity in this area. And then what happened with structure? Structure broke to the downside. Structure broke to the downside, yes. And then what happened? Price created what? Imbalance in price. Yeah. So when I saw this, I wanted to take a sell. So as you can see, this is the what mitigation can do. Let's swap the liquidity. And then we have, multiple um, multiple trading entries strategy here, right? I get in using three, about two of them were here. Mitigation candle, imbalance, two of them were there, and the entry was what? Above the weekly opening price. So if the week is going to be bearish, this is a very good area for me to get in. Any area you're getting above the weekly opening price for yourself, that is you catching a weak entry. Because by the time price starts to reject, that's a weak entry, which I'm going to explain in another video on Euro JPY, how we cut the very low of the week, and then price really expanded to the upside. Yes, so for AD card, I was looking to buy above the weekly opening price because I was anticipating that the week is also going to be bearish, right? Because we have not captured the daily lows yet, right? So I had that, and as you can see, I deleted this limit, and you can already see why I deleted it. I had this limit on here, and then look at what happened. Price just dumped, just went straight down. It didn't even come back to the entry. It came back, but I wasn't in anymore, right? The entry was at 91,330. Okay, 91,330. How many pips? Stop loss 91,460. That's a 13 pip stop loss, and I was looking to make what three also 39. Okay, and this was it. What I wanted to see the institutions do was ask the way, yeah, just buy up, fill me in, and then let's go down together. But now instead they decided to go down without me. And then when I saw how price has gone way down to this, I was like, okay, this trade is gone. Right. I didn't know it was gonna come back. There was no way I could tell it was gonna come back, right? But then price came back, and as you can see, played out well, right? So institutions came back, viewed. See price go activated already, and then price just came all the way to the downside, and then this. So now on trading view, marked it up, the trade was in profit, but on my Pepperstone broker on the MT4, I was not in, right? Because I thought price had gone, and it happens, right? It can never be too sure. I didn't know it was gonna come back, and then it had been a very good trade, but I didn't know that was gonna happen. So I was also looking to take this down to the daily lows here. So can you see this one also to the daily lows? So that's maybe about the 127 here. Right, so that's not all. Okay, so this I deleted the limit and the price had gone, and then on March 27th, that was it. And then March 30, 3 days after, right, I was stalking this asset. Right? I wanted to really maximize the selling opportunity there. And then on March 30th, 3 days after, I saw this again on AED card on the 2 hour time frame. So we're gonna go to the 2 hour time frame. Then I saw this. Okay, so let's just put this here, this, and then yes, so on the 2 hour time frame now, can you see price has still not swept the daily liquidity? So on the 2 hour time frame, structure was bearish, right? Low, high, low. Then I saw these equal highs here, and I knew, something with this AUD card was I was really, really positive about it buying first before selling, but I was not just willing to take the buy. What I'm trying to say is, let me do this. Okay, let me play it. So I was really, oh, this word, when I marked it up, you can see that this equal highs were there, right? This liquidity above. And then I was anticipating to take a sell from this imbalance here, right? Let me see. Yeah, definitely that's what it was. Now, if you can observe, if you see March 30th, after this equal highs, first bearish candle, the second bearish candle, can you see this imbalance here? I was very like positive that price was going to reject here. Like I knew that they were not just going to come straight for the daily liquidity, but I wasn't like willing to get in on that buy because it's very dangerous. I just don't want to take that kind of loss, right? So I saw hits, price came down here, started to reject, and was going up. Okay, okay. I kind of knew that it's going to buy. And as you can see, price came here, spent quite a while there and then rejected and then went straight up to where I was anticipating it to, reject from. I see daily liquidity is still intact. Price has not swept the daily liquidity. So my entry, I had a sell limit on this trade. I remember the sell limit and 91,010. This trade was painful. I'm going to show you why now. 91,010. I don't know why I got in at 91,010. I'm usually getting in at, you know, 00 levels, 20 levels. So I don't know why or what I was thinking that I went to put this limit at 10 instead of 91,000. That was the mistake I made. And I do my analysis on Pepperstone on TradingView. It is the same Pepperstone I'm using to trade. So if this does not, didn't feel me in on the TradingView, that means it didn't feel me in on my phone also. So this trade was a very, very um funny trade because it missed me by just 1 pip. And the stop loss was at 91, 160. 91, 160. So 15 pips. So normally I would have put my stop loss, my entry at 91.00. That's what I would have done because 16 pip, 15 pip is the same thing. There's no difference, which I should have done, but I don't know. I went to put it at 91.10. That's one mistake made me miss the trade. I didn't even see like when I marked it up, I uh had my limit on trading view. I'm sorry, on my MT4, and that was it. The next time I was coming back to check the trade, it was already close to 1 to 3 already. I was like, oh my god, how did I miss this? And I checked, oh, missed me by 1 pip. Oh my god. Because also I was looking to take profit as the daily lows after, you know, the 1 to 3 at 95.60. So 95.60, 1 to 3, right? That was it. So this one also played out, price rejected from the imbalance, but I was too precise. Okay, I should, or I normally would have gone, you know, I would have played 91,000. That's how I would have played it. If you check most of my markups on, you know, my Instagram, it is always at the 00, 50, 20s, 80. So it is in, you know, minor cases, I can just play, you know, maybe one or the three or the four. Maybe the stop loss is getting to above 30 pips already. But in this case, this was a 15 pip stop loss. So what happened? That was the question I was asking myself. How didn't you see it? How come you played 1-0? Was it a mistake? I don't even know. But I would, usually I would have played 91,000 and I would have been viewed if I had done that. But this missed me, and you know, but nevertheless, the directional buyers played out and price came down. And then price came down, price swept this, you know, equal highs. Now, price sweeping this equal highs presented a last trading opportunity for me, which was the, you know, fifth entry. That this is it. Yeah. This one also a silly mistake. Right? So all in all, I only got in on 2 out of the 5 going to the downside, because this one also missed my limit to the downside. I would show you. Right. So this was also on the 15 minutes time frame, March 31st. Okay, that was the ending of March. Then I saw this. Now remember this trade. You guys remember I just discussed this trade now. Missed me by 1 pip. Right. So now that candle that went up, you know, to fill the imbalance was a trade idea candle in the future. Right. So now going down to, let's just bring this here, going down to the 15 minutes. Now going down to 15 minutes. Just look at this. Right. Now we are still not captured what? The daily liquidity. So I was like, this is gonna go down. Right. So I'd already missed out on this one. I was pained, but what could I do? Nothing. All right. So yes, surprise, you know, swept this high. So I saw this liquidity sweep. Okay, so now the price has swept this high. This can do what? Even the high extend all the way to this area. So now you can see this is the institutions just, you know, trying to induce retail traders to get in, that this is going to be a what? A supply, right? This is a resistance zone. Don't sell this, right? Sell this is a resistance, right? But you can see the institutions, you know, just went above resistance, got in above the resistance, right? So they like to sell above resistance and mostly buy below support. Okay, so now this equal highs here, you know, price swept it, and this is the 15 minutes candle. To me, this is an institutional mitigation candle, right? So I like to, when I see this candle, I always like to play this candle in the future, because you know, there's a theory behind it that, you know, mitigation should happen in the future. Now, this is not me just buying the last up candle before the sell, before the down move, or buying the last down candle before the up move. No, I don't trade that way. Okay, I'm not always buying the last up candle before it's down move, the last down candle before the up move, right? No. But in this case, that just happens to be it, right? But it was based on, you know, the liquidity getting the liquidity being, you know, swept, and then we had this what institutional mitigation can do, and then price went all the way to the downside, right? As you can see, I had it here, and then this was what the daily opening price. So the daily opening price, and then we had what this mitigation candle. So if you can see clearly at the open of this candle, this bullish candle, that was where I, you know, had what the mitigation candle. Now I had this marked up because I was, you know, I was of the opinion that price could come to this mitigation candle and reject. Could do that. And that was what price, you know, did. Price came down, came to the mitigation candle exactly, no drawdown, and then just dumped from there. Straight. As you can see, I was trying to be, you know, I tried to reduce the stop loss the more. Okay. And then I tried to, you know, was anticipating that price was going to come to this level. Why? Because, you know, this gave us some kind of support, and then we had this resistance. We had no, I mean demand. We had the supply. We had supply. We had supply. And I was thinking, okay, so this might be a very strong level of supply for price, right? So I'm combining, um, demand supply, retail concept with, institutional trading concept also, right? I was try combining both of them, and this just, happened. So let me also, check. All right. So I wanted my entry to be, as you can see, my entry was a little bit above where I initially wanted to sell from. So I wanted to sell right at the mitigation candle. This was where I wanted to put my entry, just exactly at that area. But then I was of the opinion that, oh, maybe, maybe price can come. And look at it again. It is still within 30 pips. It's just 15 pips, right? But I was just making, should I say, silly mistakes with the entries, right? I mean, they were correct, but, I was just, and it doesn't happen of, right? Card chef trade, I'm going to explain, I got multiple opportunities there. Boom, amazing trade. AUD chef also amazing entries. I had set it up for AUD card, five opportunities, gotten on one, took me at a break even, got in on, two, and then the rest were just missed my entry and then missed my entry. So this, and this. So just two entries I had. The first removed that break even, the second one was an entry, and then the rest three were, missed trades. Like the first 15 minutes I explained, I didn't know it was going to come back. I deleted it. This one, I went to play 9-1-0-1-0. Silly mistake. Should have played 9-1-0-0-0. So missed me by one peep. This one also, I should have played this, but instead I went to play 50% of the institutional, mitigation candle. My entry at what? 90920. So 90920. So my entry was, so it was a really big mistake. I should have just played 91020. Should have played 91020. So it was just 10 people. Okay, I was thinking price was going to come to that demand supply area again. As you can see, missed my entry, then price just dumped all the way to the downside. So then finally we came for what? The daily lows. As you can see, swept it aggressively, right? Aggressively, and the price rejected. So this is the AED card trade walkthrough. So just let me know what you think about these entries, and just if you have questions about this, just drop them in, the comment section. And then when I see it, I'm going to tend to them. Okay, so this is it. I finally done it. Yep. Have a good day. Bye bye.